Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Um, Thank you for joining this webinar or say podcast. Welcome you, and we hope this is going to be very insightful and as well as educating. So, welcome to Outlier Venture Lab, um, and this will be our first webinar for this year. And we've been doing a live session for the past few weeks now on our Instagram page at Outlier Venture Lab. So we've been doing it every Friday like this and this time. But today we say we should do it in form of a webinar whereby we invite speakers. So welcome. Um, and our speaker here is Sunday Ojo, is here with us. Um, and he wants to talk to us on how sustainability cuts costs and boost profits. So moving forward, I would like to go through the presentation outline, which will involve introduction, telling us about what Outlier Venture Lab is, speaker's profile, question and answer, spotlights, and also Outlier Venture Lab plan for the year. So moving forward, here is Outlier Venture Lab. Outlier Venture Lab is an impact-driven venture building platform dedicated to empowering businesses, tools, resources, and opportunities they need to scale, attract funding, and create sustainable impacts. So, in short, what Outlier Venture Lab does is to impact, is to showcase impact businesses within our communities, and not to showcase them alone, but to help them with everything they need in order to scale. By scaling, we mean in order to attract funding. So everything you need in form of your resources, such as business templates, investment memorandum, um, pitch deck, and everything. So we provide you with all the resources, all the tools that you need in order to um, make this happen, and also to put your business at the front edge of the industry. So our core offerings are designed to support businesses, SMEs, and startups, as well as ventures with high growth and high impact potential to become investment ready, sustainable, and scalable for commercial viability. I hope you can hear me, please. Please, let's indicate if you can hear me, please. Mr. Sunday, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much. And I hope you can see my screen as well.
Yes, yeah, you can see your screen too.
So, talking about Outlier Venture Lab. So, we've started this over the years, but last year we launched the website, and it's been something of great importance, and we are able to put the company out there. So last year we partnered with a company called World PR Media in order to put our company out there, and also to um, help us in maintaining some of the programs that we have at Outlier Venture Lab. So before the end of this webinar, we'll be telling you all the programs that we have and how you can become a member, how you can benefit from it, and how you can scale, which is the most important thing. So, moving forward, I would like to talk about our speaker, Sunday Ojo. He is a sustainability and ESG consultant with over 7 years working experience spanning various sectors, including manufacturing, agriculture, mining, oil and gas, financial institutes, energy, and construction. Sunday Ojo has developed and implemented ESG sustainability programs for a variety of organizations and has conducted several ESG or sustainability risk assessments, including impact assessment and climate risk assessment. As a climate change specialist, he has assisted and influenced businesses and investors in achieving sustainability by guaranteeing the climate resilience and climate proofing of their investments and growth initiative. He has also support the scientific community as a climatologist by conducting studies that tackle important problems pertaining to the impact of climate change and variability on ecosystem and humans. So today, Sunday Ojo will be discussing um, how we can make profit out of sustainability. Most importantly, the sustainable supply chain and operation, how to successfully integrate sustainability into our business and the business case for sustainability. Um, Ojo, you are welcome. You can have the floor. I think you will want to share your screen, so let me stop sharing mine.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you are welcome to this today's webinar and Outlier Venture Lab for this opportunity that was given unto me to be able to speak this afternoon on very important topic, which is smart business growth, how sustainability cuts cost, and then how you can boost profit. So it's just like it's like two sides of a coin. First aspect is like we are going to look at how sustainability can cut cost, operational cost, and how as well as how it can boost profit for organizations, for businesses, and even for individuals. All right, so this is the presentation outline that I will be following this afternoon. We'll be starting with introduction. I understand that there might be different demography of people on the call this afternoon. So I won't want to assume that everybody knows what sustainability is all about. So I'm going to be doing an introduction to sustainability. We look at the three pillars of sustainability, and also I will also want us to link sustainability with ESG. Sometimes my year sustainability, some other times my year ESG. So what is the difference? What are the similarities between them? So we are going to be doing that this afternoon, and also the metrics that we can use to determine whether a company is making progress in terms of sustainability. And then we look at the different business cases for sustainability as well as the value-driven opportunities that companies can derive from sustainability, the advantages of sustainability, how the practical aspect of how companies can develop a sustainability strategy, sustainability in the supply chain, and then we look at a very practical case study that we are going to discuss this afternoon. So I hope that within less than 1 hour, I should be able to finish my presentation. All right, so I would like to start with this quote by Francis Henry Pinot. Francis Henry Pinot is the is the CEO of a conglomerate that owns Balenciaga and then Gucci. So according to him, says sustainable development. Sustainable development is also can be also be termed as sustainability. They are the same thing. So he says sustainable development is a fundamental break that's going to reshuffle the entire deck. There are companies today that are going to dominate in the future simply because they understand that fact. To understand that fact. So, and I believe that during the course of this presentation, you are going to know why he said, why he made this particular code. So, by way of introduction, so what is sustainability or what is sustainable development? According to the what is being referred to as the Broadland Commission, the report of the Broadland Commission that was done in 1987, the definition of sustainable development or sustainability is given as the ability of the present generation to meet their needs without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. Basically, what this is telling us is that how can we continue to meet our own present need, and then we are conscious of the people, of the generations that are coming in the next 10 years, in the next 50 years, in the next 200 years, or even in the next 500 years, if the Earth is still considered is still in existence. So how do we make sure that what we are doing now, we are conscious of those generations to be able to be able to meet their own needs as well? The way that we are doing our constructions now, the way we eat now, the way we carry out our businesses now, how are we going to ensure that the people, that the generations that are coming thereafter, they are also going to have the same quality of materials, the same quality of food that we are eating now, also in their generation? So that is the fundamental, and this is the widely accepted and the most acceptable definition of sustainability or sustainable development. So I would also like to use the definition that was given by PwC as well as the SAM in the sustainability yearbook 2008. Is this talking about sustainability as it relates to businesses? So they give the definition of sustainable business or sustainability as a business approach that creates a long-term share stakeholders' values. The attention should be on stakeholders. They are not shareholders. Stakeholders means that everybody is not only people that have shares in the company that are referred to as stakeholders. Everybody, customers, regulators, investors, everybody, they are referred to as stakeholders. So the definition is that the business approach that creates a long-term stakeholders' values by embracing the opportunities and managing the risks that are associated with economic, with environmental, as well as with social development. In the sense that basically there are three major risks that businesses face. We have the economic risk, we have the environmental risk, we have the social risk, in the sense that if these risks are not identified and managed properly, it might lead to the collapse of a business. So that is basically what this definition is talking about, that the ability of a business to identify these risks and then create a long-term value by by way of identification of this risk, they were able to manage it, and then even from that risk, they can be able to create opportunities out of those risks. So, and we have three major risks under the sustainability. We have the economic risk, otherwise known as profit, the environmental risk, otherwise known as planet, as well as the social risk that is otherwise known as people. So that is the definition that was given by PwC and SAM. So let's now move forward. Basically, we have three fundamental pillars of sustainability. So sustainability is also often termed as a house that has three pillars that is holding it. So the first pillar is the social pillar, the economic pillar, which is the second one, and then the environmental pillar. So when we talk about the economic pillar, we are talking about the ability of the business to make sustainable profit, in the sense that when you are having your business being set up or being established, what is the assurance that the profit you are going to make is going to sustain the business or the organization for the lifetime of the organization of the business? You know, there are some businesses that have 10 years lifespan, some have 50 years, and some have infinity years. Some doesn't have. There are some businesses that is being referred to as businesses that does not have a particular year in which they are going to decommission the business or the project. So what is the so economic pillar is now talking about the fact that the profit that is going to be made from the business, how are we going to ensure that the profit will be able to sustain the business for the life cycle of the business? So that's the economic pillar. And is also talking about the value creation. What are the different values that the business is going to create, as well as the impact of the business on the large scale economy. And so the second pillar of sustainability is referred to as the environmental pillar. Environmental pillars, let me just break it down as environment. And what's the definition of environment? Environment is everything that surrounds man. The biodiversity, which is talking about the trees, the animals, the water bodies, the soil, the air that we are breathing in. So that is what encompasses what is known as the environment. So the environmental pillar is not talking about the fact that how are you doing your business in such a way that it doesn't have negative impact on these environmental factors that are around the business area. So that is the environmental pillar. And then the social pillar. Social basically refers to as people, all categories of people. We have the stakeholder, we have the employees that are doing that is the staff that are doing carrying out the business activities within the organization. We have the investors. Investors, they fall under the social, the community people, the people that are living around where your business is situated. Also we have even the government, they are part of the social aspect. So how are you doing your business in such a way that it doesn't have negative impact on the social aspect of the environment? So these are basically what is being referred to as the three pillars of sustainability: the social pillar, the economic pillar, and then the environmental pillar. And the fact that these are the three pillars means that these are also often referred to as the non-financial aspect of the business, especially the environment and the social. They are the non-financial aspect of the business that can have impact on the financial aspect of the business. I'm still going to talk about that later during the course of the presentation. So I also want us to link sustainability with ESG. Sometimes you might encounter words or using ESG instead of sustainability. They are often used interchangeably, but basically they are not exactly the same thing. Though they are very similar, but they are not exactly the same thing. So what is ESG? Is one of the most the easiest acronyms that I've ever seen. So it basically says what it means, or it basically means what it says. It means the environmental, the social, and the governance. Environmental, social, and governance. So that is what ESG is being referred to. And then, so what is the definition, or what does it mean? It means it is a framework or tool that is being used to assess the impact of an organization or a business. Is a framework or tool that is being used to assess the impact of a business. Impact, different kind of impact that businesses might have. So this is a framework or a tool that can be used to assess those kind of different impacts that you can think about. So what brought about ESG? It was the regulators, the investors, the customers, and the employees. They are increasingly demanding that companies should not only be good stewards of capital, but also of natural and social, and have the necessary governance framework in place to support this. So this is being referred to is like ESG is an aspect of sustainability that can be used to track and monitor how sustainable businesses are. So we can refer to sustainability as the main goal, but how do we ensure that businesses are making progress towards achieving this goal? How do we measure? How do we assess? How do we monitor? How do we track what businesses are doing that will help them to be able to achieve this big goal of sustainability? So that is what ESG is just all about. It's a framework or a tool that can be used to monitor, to assess, or to be able to track an organizational impact or an organizational achievement towards the sustainability goal. So that is what it is. So of on some so during the for the rest of the presentation, I'm going to be using sustainability and ESGs together. Sometimes you might see a sustainability report slash ESG report. Some companies or some organizations use just sustainability report. Some use ESG reports only. So they are very similar, but they are not exactly the same thing. So now let us now look at the major differences between sustainability and ESG. We can say an ESG is an investment framework that helps external investors to assess the company performance, their risk, and non-financial impact of particular investment. So what is this? What this is talking about is about when I was talking about the three pillars of sustainability, I said we have the economic pillar, we have the environmental pillar, we have the social pillar. So ESG is now taking is now taking the environmental, the social out of the sustainability, the three pillars of sustainability, leaving the economic. So and then this environmental and social pillar, they are referred to as the non-financial factors that can have impact on the financial aspect of a business. So that is what ESG is just talking about. So we have the E, environmental, we have the S, social, we have the G, the governance. The governance is just talking about the corporate governance, the management. How are they overseeing to ensure that the business is going well? So that is ESG. We can also say ESG is a quantifiable assessment focusing on reaching certain sustainability performance metrics, setting measurable goals, and conducting audits according to specific standard. So we have ESG standards. So businesses cannot just set their own standard and say this is what I want to do, or this is the metrics I'm going to measure. So we have different standards that has been set by both national and international bodies that companies or businesses can always comply with to be able to ensure that their business is sustainable. And it says ESG is a core aspect of sustainability, but focuses more on external reporting. So what is now sustainability? We can say sustainability is the overall coordination and management of environmental, social, and financial demands to ensure that a business is responsible, that a business is ethical, and that a business is continually successful. And sustainability encompasses all of the company's ESG policies, as well as some other aspects like philanthropy activities, as well as the pro bono initiative. So we can just say ESG is a major subset of sustainability. So that is one differences. And as you can see on the screen, I have on the left hand side the three major indicators of ESG. We have the environment, we have the governance, we have the social. And on the right side, I have that of sustainability. We have the social, we have the economy, we have the environment. And like I've said earlier, you see that in ESG, so economic is left out. So it is now the environment, the social, and then the governance, which is the management, because it has been established that the success of a business even if you have different plans. But if the management is not committed to those plans, that business can still collapse. So that is why governance is now added to the aspect of ESG, leaving the economic aspect of sustainability alone. So what are the sustainability or ESG metrics? Basically, these three major pillars: the environment, the social, and then the governance. There are different metrics under each of these major indicators. So under the environment, we are talking about the climate change. And these are the basically the metrics that can affect businesses, that can make or mar the business, that can make a business to be successful or not. So we have the climate change, and everywhere now we have issues about climate change, and climate change is one of the major causes of catastrophic that is being experienced in the world today. Climate change causes all manner of things: flooding, it causes heat waves, windstorm, and some other things that can impact a business, that can impact a business. We are also talking about the energy and the fuel that is being used by businesses, and also how our businesses been able to comply with various environmental rules and regulations. The greenhouse gas emissions of businesses, the pollution aspect of business, the resource, the waste, the recycling, and the water use of a business. So these are the different metrics under the environmental aspect of ESG, or of sustainability. And each of these metrics, I would also like to say that each of these metrics, they have risk and they have opportunities. Risk in the sense that if businesses neglect this kind of metrics, they can make the businesses to fail. Or and if business is able to identify this part, this the risks that are associated with each of these metrics, and they are able to manage it, or they are able to have some kind of things to be able to mitigate against this risk, it can turn to opportunities for them. We are still going to talk about that later on. Also, under the social indicators, we have the diversity and equality or equity. This is talking about the fact that businesses have a diversity of people that are working with them as employee or even as board management. We have the employee relations. What is the relationship between the business owners or the board of directors of businesses and the employees that are working in that business? We also have the justice, we have the health and safety of the workers, we have the human right of the workers and even of the customers, we have the non-discrimination, we have the security, we have the training and education. So these are the different metrics that can turn to risk if businesses are not able to identify and manage it on time. Also, under the governance indicators, we have the board diversity, we have the bribery and corruption, we have the ethics of the business, we have the executive compensation, we have the political lobbying, procurement practices, resilience, and some other kind of risk that are associated with business. So these are the different metrics under each of these indicators that can be used to measure the progress of a business towards sustainability or not. So I have this chart. So this is from the World Economic Forum, their 2024 Global Risk Report. So according to the report, there are a lot of risks that businesses will face in both short term, medium term, and long term. And as you can see from the screen, according to the report, in the next 2 years, which is basically 2025 and 2026, so these are the kind of risk that businesses is going to face. And as you can see, we have the risk under the economic, under the environmental, geopolitical, societal, and then the technological. So out of those many risks, they are able to identify the main 10 risks that businesses are going to face over the next 2 years and over the next 10 years. So over the next 2 years, out of the 10 risks, about more than half of it are related to sustainability or ESG. The first one, which is misinformation or disinformation, is still part of the governance aspect of sustainability or ESG. The extreme weather event, a lot of weather event is going to take place in the next 2 years. So whether a business is going to survive or not, whether the businesses are going to survive this kind of catastrophe that are associated with the extreme weather event or not, is being determined at how the businesses are able to identify these risks and manage them. So the third kind of risk is the societal polarization, which falls under the social aspect of ESG. We have the cyber security and cyber insecurity rather, which falls under the governance. We have the interstate armed conflict. This is not part of the sustainability or ESG. We have the lack of economic opportunity, inflation, involuntary migration, economic downturn, and pollution. So out of these 10 risks, more than half of it are sustainability or ESG related risk. And in the next 10 years, which is like a medium time risk that businesses all over the world are going to face, you can see even the first four out of it, they are environmental related risk. The first four, you can see number one, first, second, third, fourth. They are environmental related risks. So this is just telling us the fact that businesses that doesn't count sustainability or that doesn't integrate sustainability or ESG into their business strategies might not be able to survive in the next 10 years, basically, because when they are faced with this risk, how are they going to manage it? Because they are not prepared for it. So that is that. And so I have different data that were collected by different organizations over the years on how consumers view sustainability, how regulators view sustainability, how investors view sustainability. So a study was conducted. I think this was by maybe PwC or Delay. So they and then they asked questions, like they asked different generations questions: the baby boomers, the Generation X, the millennials, as well as the Gen Z. They asked them questions on how do you rate the importance of these factors when making a purchase. So they give them two options. And as you can see, the responses are being showcased on the screen. So the baby boomers, 65% of them say they are going to consider sustainability as a very big factor when making a purchase. The Gen X said, or also 73% of the Gen X said they are going to consider sustainability. The millennials, 71% of them said they are going to consider sustainability. So, in fact, all generations from baby boomers to Gen Z, they are able to give their responses that so even sustainability over brand name. So in the nearest future, it's not going to businesses are not going to enjoy the fact that they have been in business for the past 50 years. They are not going to be they are not going to enjoy the fact that they are still going to attract customers based on the fact that we have built our brand name over the years, but based on the fact that their businesses are sustainable, especially the Gen Z. You can see from the data that was recorded for Gen Z, just 49% of them. And Gen Z, they are the customers of the future. The highest population that we have in the world today are the Gen Z, basically. So if you are looking at your business that is going to survive in the next 50 years, because that is when we are going to have Gen Z is going to dominate. So that means that if you are not considering sustainability as part of your strategy, you might not have customers that you are going to patronize your business in the nearest future. Also, so this is also the one that was also conducted by PwC Consumer Intelligence Series in 2021. So they are able to do a survey on both employees and consumers or customers, and they ask them that are consumers, are they going to buy from businesses or the employees, are they going to work for companies that stand up for environmental, social, and governance? And you can see the responses for the environmental. 80% of the consumer says they are going to buy from them. 76% says they are going to buy from companies that are able to integrate the social aspect of sustainability. Also, 80% says they are going to consider companies. They are going to buy from companies that consider ESG as part of their business strategy. And also, you can see for the employees. So, if you are looking at attracting talent into your business, you need to consider ESG as part of your strategy or sustainability as part of your strategy that you are going to integrate into your business. Also, let's also look at the investors. Of course, you have businesses that are our business. We always want to look for investors as well, not only consumers. That we are going to generate from. So, according to the survey that was also carried out by Grandview Research. So they carried out a survey, and from the responses that was given to that survey, they were able to also project the 2030 till 2030. So you can see the increment in the investors' view of sustainability or ESG. So if ESG want to, I'm sorry, if investors want to invest in your project or in your business, you can see the fact that they are considering different aspects of sustainability or ESG. So you can see for the fact that over the years from since 2020, the kind of investment that is being made, sustainability related investment or ESG related investment has been increasing over the years, and it has been projected that it's still going to continue to increase like that till 2030. You can see ESG integration, impact investing, sustainable funds, green bonds, and some others kind of ESG or related investment. You can see. All right. So also in the survey that was also carried out, it was found that is also trying to corroborate with the last survey, in the fact that real time, what are the kind of investment that is being considered throughout the world today. And I'm sure that different people who have been hearing such kind of investment. You have been hearing global climate fund. You have been hearing green bonds, social bonds, sustainability bonds, SDG bonds, and we even have COP, which is the Conference of Parties on Climate Change, that is being held once in a year. Funds have been released to countries, not only to businesses over the years. So this is just telling us for the fact that investment is also being directed towards sustainability or ESG link funds or investment over the years. Also, let us now also look at the regulations. Most of the regulations that is being rolled out now, they have an aspect or a ESG or climate impact part to it. For instance, we have the Climate Change Act of Nigeria, and even the tax reform act that Nigeria is still on now. Some aspect of it are also, there are also some ESG or sustainability aspects that are being integrated into that particular tax. I think there's a particular article or a particular clause in that tax that said that reliefs are going to be given to companies or to businesses that are committed to sustainability or that are committed to climate change. So those kind of things. So we have a lot of regulations now that are being rolled out that have ESG or sustainability aspect to those kind of regulations. Also, so let's now look at the value-driven opportunities that are related to sustainability or ESG. We have on the screen is the table that shows the category, the ESG opportunity, as well as the strong value proposition. First one, we have the productivity uplift. So that means if you are able to integrate ESG or sustainability into your business, it means that you are going to attract and then you are going to retain as well as motivate talent that are working in your business. It means a strong ESG proposition can help companies attract and retain quality employees and instill them with a sense of purpose. About 2 years ago, you see that we have challenges with some kind of banks, with some banks in which their network were bad. We were not able to use their internet banking, and it was discovered that the good talent that are working at the IT unit of such bank, they traveled out or they left the bank because the bank, that particular bank was not able to retain them due to the fact that there was no good working environment for them. So they left the bank, and then we were able to see that their network went bad. And as a result of that, we're able to lose customers. So that means that they lost money. When your customers is reducing, that means the revenue you are going to generate also is going to reduce. So that is one aspect of the importance or the advantage of ESG or sustainability. Also, we have the top line growth, which is talking about attracting customers into the business. So ESG can drive consumer preference. Let me give us a very practical example for those of us that usually buy product from Jumia or from AliExpress. So you see that before you buy products, you go and view the ratings, or you go and view some kind of comment about the business. So, and then if you see that maybe the product doesn't have a good rating, you are not going to buy it. So that is just talking about the fact that if your business is good enough and then you have good product out there and people gives you good rating, you are going to attract more customers. You are going to attract more, that which means that you are going to have more money coming as revenue or as profit into your business. And also you also have regulatory and legal compliance. ESG performance correspond with reduced downside risk. For every kind of regulations or for every kind of regulations, there are some fines that are attached to it. That if you don't do this, we are going to fine you this. If you don't do this, we are going to fine you. So if your company is, if your business is able to integrate sustainability or ESG into the operation, that means you are not going to be fined by different regulations because you are complying. So that is one. As also, we have the investment optimization, integrating ESG or sustainability. And like I've said in the previous slide, you see different kind of investment that are being pumped into sustainability compliant businesses. You can see over the years, and it is still projected that in the next 5-10 years, that investment they are going to increase. So if your business is ESG or sustainability compliant, that means you are going to attract investment. You are going to have opportunities to get more funds to be able to run your business. And also we have the reductions cost reductions, which means that if you have some kind of sustainability practices in your business, it's going to help you to reduce the amount of operational costs. Let me give us a very practical example. For companies or for businesses that run on generators, you know that electricity is not that reliable in Nigeria. So for companies that run on generator, part of the sustainable practice that can be integrated into your business is by using renewable energy, preferably solar. So if you are using solar, and then maybe in the next 2 years, compare the amount of money that you used in installing the solar with the amount that you would have used in procurement of fuel over the 2 year period, and compare the amount. You see that the money that is being used to install solar, though it might be huge at the very start, maybe you can use 500,000 or 1 million to be able to install the solar. But if you compare in over the period of 2 years, that amount compare with the amount you are going to use to purchase fuel to power your generator. Apart from fuel, of course, you are going to buy oil, you are going to service the generator, you are going to do some other things. Now compare it, you are going to see that using renewable energy is more profitable. It will save a lot of cost than the use of fuel. So that is some kind of practical, sustainable practice that can be integrated into your business, and then you can help you to make profit or to reduce cost of operation in your business. So what are the I also have sustainability or ESG advantage. What are the direct advantages that you are going to derive from integrating or from abiding with sustainability or ESG in your company? The first one is revenue growth and market positioning. You're going to have more consumer demand, brand differentiation, premium pricing, market expansion. Also, we have access to capital and financial performance. We are going to appeal to a lot of investors that are sustainability or that are ESG oriented. So you are also going to have strategic competitive advantage. Strategic competitive advantage. You're also going to have human capital management in the sense that you have quality employees that are working in your company. You're also going to have the ability to mitigate risk. Like I've said, those metrics under the environmental, under the social, under the governance, they are risk. So in which, if you are able to identify them, you are going to mitigate or are going to manage them so that they will not have impact on your businesses. And also, it's going to lead to efficiency in operations of your business. You are going to save money, you are going to save energy, you are going to save resource, you are going to it's going to reduce the amount of waste that is being generated in the course of your business. So now let us go to the how can you develop sustainability or ESG strategy for your company. How, how can you start? The first one is to conduct a baseline assessment. Baseline assessment is just talking about, okay, I want to start. Where am I in this sustainability or ESG journey? What do I have on ground in different aspects? So how you are going to do it is that you are going to take those metrics that I talked about, those climate change, um, um, those policies, those health and safety of the workers. You are going to take it one by one. So where am I on this journey? Am I taking the health and safety of my workers very seriously or not? What policies do I have to ensure that the anti-bribery and corruption is not manifested in my business? So that is the first step. First step. We can also revert that to as gap analysis. Where am I on this sustainability journey? And then, so after that, you now be able to set clear goals. You set clear goals. Okay, with the fact that I know where I am now. So where do I want to get to? What are those things that I want to achieve? Which are what are those particular or which year am I going to achieve this? So let's say maybe you want to say you want to reduce the greenhouse gas emission of your company. How much do you want to reduce in the next 5 years? How much do I want to reduce in the next 10 years? So that is a goal that you are going to set as part of your sustainability strategy. And also, you are going to engage stakeholders. You are not just going to sit down in your office and then have everything planned out. You are going to engage the different stakeholders, the employees that are working, your investors. You're going to engage your investors. Is their interest? You know, there are some, for instance, if you want to borrow money from maybe World Bank or IFC, World Bank lends money to government, IFC lend money to private organizations. So if you want to borrow money from IFC, you will need to find out what are the IFC standards that you need to comply with. If you want to borrow money from African Development Bank, they have their own set of standards that their own set of sustainability or ESG standard that you must comply with. So you are going to engage them. You are going to engage your employee. What are those things that you ask them? What are those things that you need to do to ensure that to ensure that they will make them happy? Those kind of things. So that's the aspect of stakeholders engagement. So also you are going to conduct materiality assessment. So it's not every metrics under the environmental, under the social, under the governance that are related to every businesses, that are related to every businesses. For instance, if your business is a climate, is a tech, fintech, there's no waste that is being generated because fintech people works from their home basically. They work on their own. So you are not going to, so waste reduction or waste will not form part of your ESG goal or sustainability goal. So that is what materiality assessment is talking about. That is, out of these metrics, under the environmental, under the social, under the governance, which one is relevant to my business? And then from there, you are now going to institute governance. You are going to build capacity towards that, and also you are going to do proper integration of sustainability into your business. So that is just a simple approach because this is not a master class. So I'm not go deeper into what each of this entails, but this is just a summary of how you can develop or how you can integrate sustainability strategy into your business. So I also have here that what are the different aspects of the supply chain to be what are different things that you can do in your supply chain can enable you to ensure sustainability in your business. The first one is to assess your supply chain sustainability. You know, supply chains, we have the upstream supply chain, we have the downstream supply chain. Upstream is talking about the people that brought raw materials into your business, the people that supply you different things. So that is the upstream. The downstream is maybe you want to take your goods or your product to your customers. So that's downstream. So what are the different aspects of those supply chain what are the different ESG or sustainability metrics that we talked about that are relevant to those supply chain, both upstream and downstream. So you are going to assess it, and then you are going to also set clear sustainability goals in your supply chain line. You choose sustain. Also, another way is to choose sustainable suppliers. Of course, when some big organizations when they want to choose suppliers, they roll out bids, and then suppliers can bid for to be able to supply or to be able to supply things to their business. So out of those things, out of those companies, so we are going to choose the ones that also have integrated sustainability into their business, and that is why sustainability is very much important now, because those big organizations that have sustainability strategy in their business, they will also want the small companies that supply them, or the small companies that are working with them, to be able to have sustainability or ESG in their business, because part of what they are going to report on is their supply chain. So as an SME or as a small business that is thriving, and you also want to have people, you also want to have you want to also want to have customers or consumers. So what also you can do to help yourself is to be sustainable, to make sure that your business is sustainable, because when those big organizations, when they want to choose businesses that they are working with or they want to work with, they will choose businesses that are sustainable oriented or that are ESG compliant. So that is also one aspect of ESG or sustainability that businesses need to work on. Another thing is to optimize logistics and transportation, in the sense that you know that now we have electric vehicles, we have electric bikes, we have electric tricycles. So instead of using fuel powered vehicles or fuel powered bikes or tricycle, you can also you can port to maybe solar or electric powered vehicles for businesses that are into dispatch into the dispatch riding or something. So you can port to, instead of using the fuel or the diesel based or diesel powered transportation means, you can optimize your logistics and transportation by using solar powered or electric vehicle powered. So that's another way in which you can ensure sustainability in your supply chain. And then one thing you can also do, which is very important, is to train, capacity building, because not many people know about this. So as a business, if you want to ensure it, make sure that you train people that are within your supply chain on how to integrate or how to ensure sustainability or ESG in their business. So I have a case study here that I would like to talk about, which is the case study of Unilever. Unilever is a company that almost everybody knows. They have a lot of products that we are aware of. So how have they been able to integrate sustainability into their business, and what are the gains that they have made over the years? So Unilever, they are able to reduce emissions from their operations and products through the installation of renewable energy sources in their operations. They have also been able to achieve that by improving the energy and the thermal efficiency across their operations. Also, they have been able to capture the emissions sources. When we talk about emissions, we are talking about the greenhouse emissions that is being released by our fossil fuel powered gadgets, like generators, fossil fuel powered generators, vehicles that use fossil fuel. For companies that use power plant, the emissions that are being released from their power plant. So that is the emissions that we are talking about. So they are able to reduce and capture that by installing meters at their utility usage point, as well as training their technical operations that are responsible for data handling. So what is the impact of that? As a result of that sustainability approach in which they have integrated into their business, what have they been able to gain? It was recorded that they have been able to save 14,461 gigajoules of energy over the course of the reporting year. 14,461 gigajoule is not a small energy amount. So that is the amount of energy that they have been able to save as a result of the fact that they are able to integrate sustainability by using renewable energy sources as against the fossil fuel energy sources. Also, the amount of CO2 reduction that they have been able to achieve is equals to 1,257,756.67 kg CO2 equivalent, and then converting that CO2 equivalent to naira now, they have been able to save 250 millions as a result of the fact that they are able to use renewable energies as against fossil fuel powered energy sources. So this is a practical example of, if you integrate sustainability or ESG into your business, this is a practical example of the fact that you are going to make more money, not beyond maybe regulations compliance. So this is the naira and kobo that you can always attach to the fact that you are able to integrate sustainability or ESG into your business. Also, so that is for the environmental aspect. So for the social aspect of their commitment, Unilever has a program that is called Shakti program. Shakti program is an initiative that enables women in remote areas to become micro entrepreneurs and earn a living by selling Unilever products. So their goal is to help 5 million small and medium-sized women-owned enterprises grow by 2025, which is this year. So by this year, they want to make sure that they have been able to help 5 million SME, women-owned enterprises, now to grow by providing grants for them, by providing business and personal skills and capacity training for them. 5 million is not a small population. You know, the population of my own state, Osun State, is not up to 5 million. So now imagine that Unilever is able to help 5 million SMEs that are owned by women by 2025 by providing grants for them, and then business and personal skills and capacity training. So as a result of that, what is the impact that has brought? So far, when this report was rolled out in 2022, they have been able to recruit 5,280 women. They are able to the total that they had in place is 10,280, and the amount of money that is given to each woman was 1,700 euros. That is more than 1 million naira. And mind you, this is not only Nigeria, this is throughout the world, because Unilever is an international organization. So this is throughout the world, in which I believe that some women in Nigeria would have been able to gain from this particular program too. So that is part of the impact that their sustainability oriented programs have been able to brought into the lives of people around the world. So in their global sustainability impact report, according to Rebecca Marmont, who is the chief sustainability officer of Unilever, they said Unilever's sustainable living plans have consistently outperformed the average growth rate of the rest of the portfolio since the metric was introduced in 2014. We have avoided over 1 billion euros in cost by improving water and energy efficiency in our factories and using less material and producing less waste. The Unilever Living program has also become a decisive factor to attract the best talent and has been instrumental to forging strong partnership with NGOs, government organizations, and other businesses. So these are the testimonies of Unilever based on the fact that they are integrating, or they have integrated sustainability into their different operations, which is basically what is important, which is basically what small businesses can even be able to learn and be able to learn from. So also I would like to say that we all have roles to play, not only leaving it to the government, not only leaving it to the business owners. As individuals, we can have a sustainable or a sustainability mindset by having a responsible consumption approach, and also have responsible waste management approach, donations to the less privileged, as well as political advocacy. And also, as business owners, we can always integrate sustainable practices into our operations and supply chains. We can educate advocacy and engagement campaigns, and then ensure accountable and transparent operations. And at the government side, government should be able to make favorable policy and implementing those policies. Also, they should be able to fund environmental friendly initiatives and also ensure awareness and education of sustainability campaigns. And also government can partners with different NGOs and different international bodies to be able to achieve this at different aspects of the economy. So I will conclude by still repeating what I started with, that sustainable business or sustainable development is a fundamental break that is going to reshuffle the entire deck. You can see from the World Economic Forum data that I presented earlier, out of the 10 the 10 risks that businesses are going to face in the next 10 years, the first four are they are sustainability related. So there are companies today that are going to dominate in the future simply because they understand the fact that they need to integrate sustainability into their business. So I will stop here and then give room for questions or maybe for contributions um, based on the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunday Ojo. Can you hear me? Uh, it's an insightful one. I really appreciate this. It's kind of very important for us to know the relationship between sustainability and ESG, and he has shed more light on that. And also, he has talked to us on the metrics of sustainability or ESG, and also the reason why all hands should be on deck in order to like the economic, the social, the governance, and everyone needs to contribute to achieving these things. Thank you very much. So you can always put your question in the chat. So I would like to share my screen again, because I would like to inform us about what we are doing here at Outlier Venture Lab and um, our programs that we have. Okay, I say spotlight. So, talking about Outlier Venture Lab, we have different types of programs that we have set aside for the year. And the main reason for this is just to make sure your business is out there. It is sustainable and is investment ready, as well as you want to raise fund, which is the main thing that most businesses are looking for. So we have this, our investment readiness masterclass program, and is aimed at helping you to build your business, helping you to make it investment ready, and helping you in as much as possible to structure it so that it can attract that growth and also that investment that it needs. So we have, it's going to be occurring every month. I think this month has elapsed. Then next month, if you register, it's going to be a 4 weeks program, and you get your programs, your videos, and also templates and classes. Everything will be sent to you. It's recorded, so it will just be sent to you through your email that you used to register. Also, we have this investor deal room, and this one is just like people that graduated from our investment readiness program will take part in this deal room. And the deal room is designed in such a way that you have a keen investors are set aside for your business. Then you just pitch, and then they are willing to help to fund your business. And also we have this catalyst of change, which is just showcasing your voice anywhere you are in the world, anywhere you are in Africa. How have you been able to put your company out there sustainably, and what impact are you making in your community. So this is a platform for you to come and showcase your business, to come and tell people what you are doing and how you have impacted so far and what is next